It is Monday, January 13th, 2020. It is the 13th day of my gratefulness, thankfulness journey. And I want to say like the 10th day-ish of my weight loss journey. Both are going very well. Today was an awesome day. I just need to put like a little plug in here for teachers, or for parents rather, that obviously their students or their children have teachers. We don't need stuff, but like, we have really crappy days sometimes. I mean, obviously you guys do too at your jobs, but it's really hard. We can't leave work at work. It is impossible. It doesn't happen. It's just the type of people that we are. Honestly, super thoughtful, like notes are, I have a binder of them. When I get them, I read them and I cry a little bit, and they're amazing, and I put them in this binder. This is actually a suggestion from one of my college professors. And when I have one of those days, I pull out this binder and I read these again. They are like the best thing that you could ever do for a teacher. We don't need things. We don't need another coffee mug. These are like literally what I live for. These are amazing. And I got this one today and I cried a little bit, and they're amazing. This family is just amazing. But not even my students yet. I can't wait to have their kids, but not even my students yet. Just one of my after school families. So on to the reason we're here. Oh, this one's gonna be fun today. I like this one. Favorite memories. What are your favorite childhood memories? List some of them. So I had pretty much the coolest childhood ever. I am, whatever, very lucky to grow up the way that I did. I busted my butt when I was 6, 7 years old to write letters to get sponsors. And starting at 7 years old, was able to drag race. That is the best, like, every time at the racetrack with my dad it's just the best memory I could ever have in my life. Whether he was racing, whether my Uncle Kevin was racing, if I was racing, and then traveling for some of the races and getting to meet people from all over the country. Those are like the best memories for me. We did it on the cheap. Okay, but hi. We did it on the cheap. We had a snowmobile trailer, and a coffee maker, and a generator. And we would have cup of noodles and oatmeal. And I remember, so we went down to St. Louis. It was called the Halloween Nationals. I think they still do it. I don't know if it's still at St. Louis. But they're at the end of October, and it is cold. It is so cold. Or at least this year it was. Like, it was probably maybe in the 40s. So when you're sleeping in a trailer that has no insulation, like, it's freaking cold. We packed all the blankets from the house. The air mattress, whatever. The car slept outside with a tarp over it because of the dew and the frost. And we woke up, and Dad would make hot water in the coffee pot first to make oatmeal. And then he'd make his coffee, and we'd sit there until like the rest of the racetrack woke up, because we're super early birds, and it was the best. And you got to like decorate for Halloween, and they stopped all the racing so you could trick or treat around all the campers and all the trailers, and it was just the best. And there's another one, we went to Cordova for Water Wars, which I know they don't do anymore. There was some insurance thing, but like, that was a blast. At that point, I had a single sponsor, Gary. He's awesome. Owns A&G Automotive. If any of you need anything in, let's say it's like Naperville, Illinois. But So my dad and I drove to Cordova. Gary had the car. And at that time I was racing with Skylar and I think his name was Andrew because they had 3 cars, 3 juniors. And at some point during the day, I want to say this one was in August, super hot, total opposite. And at some point during the day, they stopped everything, all the racing. They told everybody to put their vehicles away. And it was a water wars. There were kids driving around on golf carts and Zumas. And we had thousands of water balloons. And we filled fire extinguishers with water. And it was just so much fun. Like, those are hands down the best memories that I have are with my dad at the racetrack, with everybody at the racetrack. Yeah, they're just amazing memories. So, and then, so my weight loss journey, I'm doing pretty good. Really got like back on the wagon today and didn't really fall off, but I kind of felt like I did. So did pretty good. I was super hangry today though. And I told my kids straight off the bat, I was like, your teacher's really hangry today. So like, just a warning. They're really cool about it. But because I was way too tired last night with the migraine and way too tired this morning to like actually make a lunch. So it's very hangry today. Today I am grateful for those thank you notes. Like, honestly, I can't express it enough. Like, it came with some super amazing, awesome gifts as well that I am so thankful for, and they're really cool. But like those thank you notes, I can't explain it enough. Unless you work in like as a police officer, a firefighter, whatever, and you get those thank you notes from like kids and their families and that kind of stuff, like, it is just, there are days as teachers where we don't feel like we've done anything. And the reality of it is we've done something for somebody. Like, there are kids that don't get meals. There are kids that don't get hugs. There are like just the simple stuff. Not Johnny can't add 4 plus 4. Johnny doesn't get hugs at home. So Johnny gets his hugs from me. Like, but we don't realize it. Like, we don't, on those really bad days where we don't feel like we did enough, we don't realize it. So like those letters, those notes from the kids, from the parents 10 years later, I mean, I've only had, but it's really like the best thing on the planet. So, that is something that I really appreciate. My whole binder of notes. It's amazing. So, that's what I appreciate today. That is, oh my God, day 13.